built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The Electrical Workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Have you ever gotten a car deal so good that you can brag about for decades? This is that deal. The government has given us a $4,000 instant credit on vehicles already at the historically lowest prices. Cars that were over $50,000 just 2 years ago are now selling below $20,000. See the deals here and drive away the car of your dreams at a price you never thought possible. Go to 4000off.com, 400off.com to learn more.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with laborers starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for laborers, mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road. Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Recent gator sightings in Nebraska rivers have biologists perplexed.
Alert! Take advantage of Nebraska's gator infestation and get yours at Acres Fall Gator Sale. We've got zero interest financing on all John Deere new units, and every used gator is priced to sell. Choose from a variety of models and trim packages. All accessories and attachments are discounted too. For work or play, Acres has the gator for you. Go to acres.com for more details.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
Be a memory for your grandchildren. Among Nebraska adults age 65 or older, 47% report current alcohol use. Drinking too much can cause harm to children, family members, and loved ones. By drinking less, you will still be around for your grandchildren. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer.
Blitz is on. Taylor picks it up. Fires. Touchdown, Nebraska.
Canadian Football League Grey Cup champion.
Taylor again, wide open.
And first-team All-American quarterback Steve Taylor.
5 for Steve Taylor. That is a new Nebraska record.
Live from the heart of Lincoln, America, former All-American quarterback Steve Taylor.
Welcome into another week of Weekly Wrap Sessions with All-American quarterback Steve Taylor. I'm Jake Bachman, of course, happy to be joined by the All-American himself, Steve. Steve, how's your week? Of course, it makes it better when Nebraska gets a victory.
It always does, but man, I had a great week. I had some of my former, not my teammates, but some former Huskers back for the Hall of Fame induction. Tyrone Bird, and then of course the black shirt, Mr. Farley. So I had tons of D. White was in town, Tyrone Leggett, Twinkie Dog, Doug Waddell, who no one really knows, but a great guy. And it was just nice to it was a great weekend, man. It was awesome.
Yeah. Well, good to hear it because it is always great to like I said, when Nebraska wins, it's better to have a good time. What did you think? Nebraska beats UNI 34-3. Now we're heading into Nebraska-Illinois week, so we'll talk a little bit about that. What were your initial thoughts from a 31-point win? A lot of different thoughts from it. I think.
It's like Raiola must be just living the life right now. It's been like 7-on-7. Overall, I wanted to see I would have liked to see the Huskers put 4 quarters of football together. I think they got off to a good first half, and then they kind of sailed the rest of the way. But I would like to see them, do that for 4 quarters. But defensively, they're doing good. We got a couple of breaks too. They were moving the football. A couple of untimely turnovers helped our cause. So that was a little concerning the way when they were doing that. But overall, the Huskers did what they needed to do. Now it's time to really put the pads on and play some physical football.
Yeah. You're getting to conference play. It's going to get significantly more physical. I did want to ask you, too, about as an offensive player, watching from the sideline as that 10-minute drive that Northern Iowa had in the first quarter. How do you feel? You just feel like, and for Northern Iowa, that's perfect. That's exactly what they want to do.
You could have went and had lunch or dinner. Or
something, it's a long time.
We didn't have too many of those when I was playing, but you kind of get lost, like what's going on and everything. You want the defense to get off the field. So, no, that was a little concerning, and like I said, we were fortunate with some untimely turnovers, but they did a good job of moving the football. And the turnovers were really not like really forced turnovers, where you hit someone and, knock the ball loose. It was just some untimely stuff. So they're going to have to tighten that ship up. And then offensively, we need to keep the foot on the pedal. The play calling got a little conservative, I thought. So we need to but maybe they're holding it back for this week.
Yeah.
Because they're going to have to play 4 quarters.
It seems like they have been holding a few things back, obviously for Colorado and UTEP. Not blitzing, the running back rotations, all that. But it's interesting, and I think they've probably done some, for Illinois too.
They did show they put Double H in there, which is nice. So a few more things that Illinois is going to have to prepare for. Maybe some trickery of some sort. But now they have to account for him. So that was nice to introduce that. So I think that was a good plug and good strategy.
Coach Rule did clarify a little bit today that Micah Mazuka will be available to play. He sat out this past game. He will not start, however. Henry Lutovsky will get the start like he did against Northern Iowa. Mazuka is making progress toward his return. We don't know exactly what's gone wrong, but it seems to be a team matter. But in any case, how much do you think that affects a quarterback or just an offensive line with one of their key pieces out? Lutovsky obviously can step in, but we always talk about continuity, knowing what the guy next to you is going to do and all that.
You want that, and you try to get as much as you can in practice, but the game speed is much different. But you want those guys to have that trust in one another and knowing how guys are going to react and where he's going to be and that kind of stuff. So, it's always good to integrate him back into the system and get him back in the flow of things, but it takes a while for that.
Yeah.
But it does give you a mental boost because he definitely can be a changer, game changer.
Yeah. And obviously with him blocking up front, that could help open up some of the offensive line, some of the holes for the running backs. And obviously again with Lutovsky, they were able to do that this past game, but only gave each of their running backs 4 or 5, 6 carries, whatever it was. Now it looked like, again, for Matt Rule just today, said every game is different when asked about the running back rotation. Would like to have one guy with 20 carries, one guy with 15s, but every game is a little bit different. So
that would be nice. But like I said, it's running back by committee. As long as you can break that 100 mark per game, that's always good. But you would like to see one step up and really be the dominant back. But so far it's been good. But we're going to get into the thick of things right now, where we're probably going to need all our running backs. So just got to see it. That's going to be see how that plays out throughout the year. But it would be nice to see one step up and take the reins and run with it.
And it seems like Dante Dowdell's close to doing that. But again, just 6 carries there, 55 yards. Against Colorado, Ramir Johnson kind of was that second guy. Only 2 carries for 4 yards against UNI. Emmett Johnson got 4 carries and made the most of it. 36 yards, including a touchdown. That was yards.
That was nice to see. That was nice to see. We had a few more big plays, with 30+ runs or more. So that was really encouraging. Like to see him really just take it to the house. So I do like the effort that the Huskers are putting forth with trying to establish a run game. because that helps their play action out so much. It takes a lot of pressure off of Dillon, which I think has done that to this date. But now the holes are going to get tighter. You're going to face bigger defensive linemen, better linebackers, just better overall talent on both sides of the football. So that'll give us more of a comparison on where we are as far as our talent and what we can do. So I think Illinois will be a good test for that.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do. I think you're going to probably, much like the Colorado game, get down to 2 running backs that you want. His comments make you kind of feel the same type of thing. And so that's where it does get interesting, because Rahmir was a weapon against Colorado and proved that. Emmett looked pretty darn good last week.
Yeah.
And Dowdell obviously looks like he's kind of taking that lead back. So maybe one of those guys gets frozen out for a rotation for a game here and there.
I don't know if it's just the timing or just the play selection, but he seems right now to me to have the most complete package.
Dowdell.
With that. So
yeah.
We'll see how he does. I think everyone's pretty much stayed healthy for the most part.
Yeah.
But I think he would probably have the edge over the others if I had to make a decision right now.
Yeah. So we'll see. At this point, this far into the season, Dowdell has 31 carries for 184 yards. Emmett Johnson actually second on the team in yards with 124 yards, 13 carries. Rahmir second with carries with 22 for 87. And Gabe Ervin back there with 11 for 33. He seems kind of like the odd man out at this point, as far as at least, the 4-man rotation. He's kind of into that short yardage back type situation, but not much other than that. The encouraging thing, and I think it was partially this Northern Iowa game, certainly for a few of these prospects that we're talking about, Carter Nelson in particular, is that there are emerging weapons on the outside. Carter Nelson being one of them, Ja'Cory Barney, certainly a name that looks like he's got a lot of potential as young guys, along with Dylan Raiola. Then you throw in, Nayer's been good.
Yes.
Jalen Lloyd's got 2 deep balls. So the weapons outside are also helping this team kind of take that next step.
I think that has helped Nebraska out dramatically. I think Satterfield has done a good job with his play calling. I love the way that he's stretched the field vertically, taking the deep routes. Raiola's got outside the pocket and made some improvisations or improv, I guess you should say, with like Mahomes like, that's getting a little weird. But anyway, I like the way they are stretching the field vertically. I think they're doing a good job with that. And also their intermediate game, 10 or 15-yard passes, in routes, curl routes. Their game plan offensively has been very good. Now, we're going to see if that's sustainable throughout the year against better defensive fronts. But so far, I love the play action. I love moving him outside the pocket. He seems to be like he can throw on the run. He's elusive. Raiola is that I'm talking about. Great pocket awareness. So he can do a lot of things. So that just opens up your playbook huge, with the offense. So, and they're going to need that down the line.
Has he, this far into the season, obviously only 3 games into his career, but has he met the expectation that you had for him? Has he exceeded them? Has he come up short? What are your thoughts so far 3 games into the season for Dylan?
I think he's right on track.
Yeah.
He's probably played a little better than what I thought he would have, but he hasn't been pressured a great deal. Yeah. I mean, he has good command of the offense. He's made some really good decisions as far as getting into the right play, getting out of the play. He's not afraid to take some risks throwing the football down the field. He took off and run a couple times against, I know the one time for sure, against Colorado. So he's done enough to make some teams think twice, about just forgetting about him, because he can use his legs. But I think I wouldn't say he's exceeded my expectations. He's right there. But I think the offense, as far as what Satterfield has done, has been better than expected. I love the play action. I love what he's doing offensively. So if that can continue, and the amount of talent that he has around him with these younger players emerging, I mean, they got threats at tight end, they got threats at wideout, they have threats at slot back. The running backs have done a good job of running the football. So there's a lot of things there that Nebraska is doing well, and that's going to pay dividends for them in the future. And if they can continue to do that, and when we're tested, I think this will be a better test this week to see how we handle them up front and how we protect Raiola, because he really hasn't been under duress. Maybe 1 or 2 times he's been hurried, but for the most part, he's had a clean pocket.
Yeah, and he's made a few guys miss, but only sacked once so far in the first 3 games. The offense overall, just kind of noting against Colorado, a lot of it was kind of dink and dunk, line of scrimmage, and then try to get guys open from there. It wasn't a whole lot of guys getting open downfield. Now, that can change a little bit against the Northern Iowa, step down in competition. Do you expect to see against Illinois, a team that's pretty darn good defensively, more of that kind of less attack downfield, more line of scrimmage, dink and dunk once again?
I think as the game, early in the football game, they throw a lot of high percentage passes. It's sort of their running game. Get those guys out in space, let them make some things happen. But they've also taken some shots downfield, which is nice. So, like I said, they got a good balance going right now. And Raiola he throws the deep ball fairly well. He gets a little cute at times. He puts a little, maybe too much air on it. But for the most part, he does a good job of ball placement, giving his guy the best chance to catch the football. I'm really pleased with what they've done, and I like the threats that they have. They got some receivers that have some speed. That's a deep threat. They seem to do a good job of body positioning where they put themselves in a position to make the catch. So it just depends now when they play a more formidable defense. Can they get off the jams? Can they be as physical? And the separation as far as the speed, if they can match up with those guys. But so far, they've definitely been the better core, and they've been just physically better than their opponents.
Yeah, it's interesting. As thought kind of coming into the year, you wonder who's going to be the team lead in targets, who's going to be the team lead in receptions, in receiving yards. Isaiah Neyor has a pretty good lead at this point with 187 yards, with Jalen Lloyd second at 95. Jalen Lloyd averages 47.5 per catch because he's only got 2 catches to get to that 95. And they were both, if I remember correctly, on kind of scramble situations where Dylan's looking for somebody downfield. So that's a great weapon there. I'm fascinated to see how much is Emmett Johnson or Ramir Johnson going to get kind of into the receiving game out of the backfield as well. You mentioned I think
you may see more of that. Like I said, their game planning has been really good. It's been almost like a 7-on-7 with Raiola. I mean, and a lot of the guys, he's had a lot of space with the receivers getting open. I mean, tight ends that can work the middle of the field, and sometimes they were 3 or 4 yards. There was no one in the vicinity of the receiver. So, and I love the high percentage stuff that they're doing. It just keeps the defense guessing, off balance. But you haven't seen a lot of blitzes, a lot of linebacker blitzes, secondary blitzes. He hasn't faced a lot of that. So we're going to see if that's going to come true this Saturday or Friday, I should say.
Yeah, we will see this Friday. We don't have to wait as long as we usually do.
It's a short week.
Yeah. So
screws up my high school football stuff, but
does a little bit.
There you go.
That's all right. For 1 week, it'll be worth it, I suppose. 400th consecutive sellout for Memorial Stadium.
400?
Yeah.
That's right. It was $3.99, right?
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy.
Big week for Nebraska. Top 25 showdown. We'll talk more about it coming up next year on Weekly Rap Sessions with All-American quarterback Steve Taylor.
The McKinney's Irish Pub in the Haymarket is your place for English Premier League soccer. On Saturday, Liverpool was given their first loss of the season at the hands of Nottingham Forest 1-0. Man City stays undefeated, beating Brentford 2-1, and then Crystal Palace tied Leicester City 2-2. On Sunday, Arsenal beat Tottenham 1-0, and then Newcastle stayed hot, beating Wolves 2-1. You can catch all these matches and more at the McKinney's Irish Pub, your headquarters in Lincoln for English Premier League soccer at 8th and P.
Have you been told by your physician that your testosterone level is fine, but you don't feel fine? Get a second opinion. If your testosterone level is 200, 350, even 500, and you still have symptoms, come to Limitless Male. We treat the person and the symptoms, not the number. Our mission is for you to feel optimal again. So if you're tired all the time, no energy, brain fog, muscle loss, nothing left in the tank, get your free consult at limitlessmale.com.
Mulberry Barbecue by Single Barrel is the answer to all your lunch and dinner cravings. They have everything from smoked turkey sandwiches to brisket burritos to burnt-in sandwiches and pulled pork. Try a dinner plate option of barbecue nachos, a half-smoked chicken, a full slab of ribs, and so much more. Don't forget their great sides like mac and cheese, cheesy potatoes, barbecue beans, or red slaw. Mulberry Barbecue by Single Barrel, open Monday to Saturday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. at 11th and Cornhusker Highway.
Recent gator sightings in Nebraska rivers have biologists perplexed.
Alert! Take advantage of Nebraska's gator infestation and get yours at Acres Fall Gator Sale. We've got zero interest financing on all John Deere new units, and every used gator is priced to sell. Choose from a variety of models and trim packages. All accessories and attachments are discounted too. For work or play, Acres has the gator for you. Go to acres.com for more details.
Attention Nebraska, it's time to show off the best our state has to offer. Help Beatrice Bakery's famous fruitcake snag the title of coolest thing in Nebraska. Made with love and loaded with local flavor. This fruitcake isn't just a treat, it's a tradition. Cast your vote today and let's put Beatrice Bakery on the map. Vote now and make the fruitcake of Beatrice Bakery the coolest thing in Nebraska. Visit theticketfm.com and click the link to vote. That's theticketfm.com. Go and vote now.
You already know that Select Plumbing takes care of all your plumbing needs, including water heaters, faucet repairs, leaks, drips, sump pumps, and more. Now, they're able to help you with your heating and air conditioning as well. Select Plumbing has recently expanded into residential heating and air, and they're excited to bring this new service to their complete list of plumbing services. Call to book an appointment today at 402-560-6197 or go to selectplumbinginc.com. Serving Lincoln, Seward, Milford, and the surrounding areas.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with laborers starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for laborers, mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, a slight chance of showers and storms throughout the day. Otherwise, partly sunny and breezy with a high around 90. Tonight, a slight chance of showers and storms, otherwise mostly clear with a low around 72. And tomorrow, we'll see lots of sunshine with a high around 93. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call Wellman Plumbing at 402-434-2400 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-434-2400.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Old School with DP and J.
On your scale of 1 to 7, because the Husker in you, the player in you, and then the football analyst, where were you?
That's a good question. I probably was 7 would be, we're back. I'd probably say I look at all of it, probably 4.5, 5. I have a lot of good teach tape, and I can keep the pedal to the metal.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Now back to weekly rap sessions with All-American quarterback Steve Taylor. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back with you here. This is Weekly Rap Sessions with All-American quarterback Steve Taylor. I'm Jake Buckleman alongside Steve. And Steve, it seems like, and people have been kind of commenting here, maybe it's just because we've had 3 games in a row, but 4th game at Memorial Stadium coming up Friday night. Does it seem like Memorial Stadium's a little more lively than it usually is?
For sure, man.
Yeah.
There's a lot. Just the city itself is so much energy and excitement. I think that starts with Coach Rule. Even I'm energized by what they're doing, and I tell you, that Colorado game, it was electric.
Oh, yeah.
That first half, I mean, my ears were just ringing. And then when they had that pick 6, it was just the loudness was just incredible. But hey, Coach Rule is following his game plan and his timeline of what he wants to do and how he wants to do it. He's right on point. And from day one, since he's taken the mic and at the Pavilion, he's just done a great job of energizing his city. I don't even want to say buying in, just doing what he does, just coaching, and he loves it. And you can just see how it's pervasive and how the city is so excited. So, but they're also in check. Everywhere I go, they're confirming us. Hey, I'm not totally drinking the Kool-Aid, but they're all in. But there's definitely a lot of energy, a lot of excitement, and deservingly so. The positivity has really been great.
Yeah, and I think you're right. I think it's just naturally Nebraska fans know what a good team looks like, and
our bar was so low. We were so down.
All we wanted was a 500 team to make it to a bowl game to begin with.
That last administration, man, just wore us out, man. We were like, whoa, what is going on? We had all the energy in the world and all the excitement and expectations, and it was nowhere near that. So, and Rule has just done a complete 180. So that's what's been great. And he's not from here.
Yeah,
he's not from here, which I've always said you don't have to be from here to get it right. You know?
Yeah.
But no, I'm really pleased. I'm happy for those kids, man, that they can have a good, positive experience at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. And I get people texting me from all around the country saying they want to come to a game now. So it's going to be fun.
Well, and that's part of it too.
It
I
is
think
fun.
Nationally, Dylan Raiola is going to get a lot of attention. But I think too, it's like sometimes you can even and you think back to 2016, and it's nothing against that team, but it was like when they were 7-0 and they were making their way through it, it was like there was part of you that was like, they're probably not really a top 10, 15 team in the nation, but they're winning, and so we'll take it, and we're excited, and we'll see what they can do. And then it kind of all came crashing back down to earth. Yeah, and I'm not saying this team's a top 10 team, but I'm saying you can see the pieces.
You can see
start to fit together moving forward.
I remember that when we were ranked in the top 10, and we knew what was coming down the pipeline.
Yeah,
very similar to what we're experiencing now. But the difference is this team, I think, is better prepared for this moment, for what's coming ahead. And I think our chances with the talent that we have, that we can compete. So I feel I'm a lot more optimistic that we could be, we can enter in that top 10 ranking and somewhat be legitimate as far as that. The thing about that is the teams that we're playing, where do they really rank on a national scale? Where is Wisconsin going to rank? Where is USC going to end up? Where is UCLA going to end up? Those are some key factors. USC, those teams are going to be great tests because they're going to have some great athletes and they're going to be well coached, well prepared. So it's going to be really exciting. But I think I like our chances. I'm going to see what Vegas says about everything because they're almost always right. And they've been. I tell you, I was off with the Colorado game. Colorado rebounded and played better, but I thought Colorado probably had the edge, and they just went into the tank. But there was so much electricity and excitement here, and Will Compton, his pregame speech was just fabulous. So, the sky's the limit. I think I still have 9 wins on my board.
Yeah.
I still have 9 wins. I still have a chance to get that. That's a reach.
Yeah.
But I'm feeling we may do that.
Well,
and I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm just looking at the teams. We got to get through Purdue and Illinois. Illinois first, obviously. But I think it's very doable. I'm not afraid of USC. I'm a little concerned. UCLA, I feel better about. Wisconsin, they just have nothing. I mean, they don't
just lost their starting quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, they don't. I don't see a huge threat there. So I think it's very reasonable and very possible. And like I say, Rule is a goal setter, and he has a plan. And so far, everything is going according to that, and he's doing what needs to be done to reach that. So I put a lot of stock into him.
Yeah, I think
and Coach White.
Yeah, absolutely. And shout out to everybody that, like you mentioned, kind of the light show, the drones, everything that kind of goes on. Not the energy here in Lincoln in at Memorial Stadium, in no small part to what they've been able to do too. So I think that's been incredible compared to years past as well. I'm
not falling asleep at the game.
Yeah, that helps.
God, I remember that I was like bored as you can get at these games, but now it's like we got to take some earplugs.
Yeah. I didn't want to ask you this because it was kind of funny. Vershawn and Terrell started to get into it at the end of the last week.
The Three Stooges now.
Yeah, that's right.
The captain didn't like that when I said that. They just walked out like the Three Stooges. But anyway.
Yeah. But so Florida's struggling. They're going to have to replace their coach, Billy Napier. It seems just like a matter of time.
You think so?
There's a preliminary report, report out there, just expectation. ESPN College Game Day podcast threw out some names maybe to replace Billy
What's going
Napier
on with that, man?
Florida.
The Florida State coach, they're kind of on him too, right?
He just had an undefeated ACC championship team, but they're now 0-3. So yeah, there's something in the water down there in Florida. But in any case, they mentioned James Franklin as maybe a name that could take that job, and of course, that would end up the Penn State job where Matt Rule, that'd be his alumni.
Let's not go there.
Well, I'm just telling you. They've also
on.
mentioned Matt Rule as a name. Why? Because he's building something here at Nebraska, and so the more your coach does, the better he does. We saw this with Pelini. Haven't seen it for a few years because nobody's really built up any energy since then. But then you're going to have these their name thrown out there in these open coaching jobs. Was that something that you went through as a player? Was Tom Osborne's name thrown around a little bit? Not at all.
No. It was no.
But it is something you should expect with success if you're going to have Matt Rules that other people will be interested.
I mean, really like. I'm relatively conservative. I don't always look at the bottom line as far as how much money you're making or the dream situation. My home is where I hang my hat. And there's no playbook saying just because you go back to where you played or starred or whatever that you're going to have great success. I think Rule can be just as happy here as anywhere. I think his legacy could be as big as as Devaney, these are tall cotton, right?
Right.
But Nebraska's a blue blood institution. There aren't too many schools that have what we have. And to leave this place, if you're the head coach, that's what I'm saying, to leave this place to go somewhere else, I don't really see him doing that. Just from my brief conversations with him and what he says about Nebraska and the timeline with everything. He's in a position here that we've had such dismal failures the last 2 decades that he can really have a great legacy here if he were to do something great. And I'm talking about if he just wins a Big Ten championship.
Yeah,
that's going to carry so much weight, than maybe the 5 or 6 or 7 that Coach Osborne won or Solich had won. If he just wins one of those, that's going to put him up there it's going to put him in that conversation that, he's one of the better coaches to ever come to Nebraska, even in front of Pelini. I would say that.
Yeah.
And Solich. And the dollars, you can't really make too much more. And Nebraska has all the resources. They do show up. Now, as far as the state, what we have to offer, as far as nightlife, glamour, glitz, and all that stuff, no, but we will have the national recognition, and it's a great place to raise your family. His kids are younger, so it's a great place to raise your family. Easy to get around here logistically. It is a fishbowl, but like I said, I don't see him jumping ship. Now, Coach White, different story.
Yeah.
Coach White, and I wouldn't say jumping ship, just there may be an opportunity for him to go to a blue blood and be the head guy, But even his situation, I think he will hold out for the right situation. So I don't think it'd be a quick jump.
Yeah. I think perhaps, and we don't know. He had some interviews. I don't know if he was offered anything, but could have done that.
He's definitely head coach material. He's definitely the guy is phenomenal.
Yeah,
he is. So now it's just a matter of assimilating his staff, who he would take, and that kind of stuff. But he will be a head coach at a major university someday.
Yeah, and it'll be fun to cheer him along, but we'd like to keep him in town as long as we can.
Stay here 4 or 5 years. Maybe get at least one Big Ten championship, maybe another. Then you can part ways.
Yeah. Maybe he could be the next Brent Venables. Brent Venables was supposed to get a job for 10, 15 years. He just stayed as a defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
They're paying him $2 million to do it. So.
He got all the money and not the big headache.
Yeah.
I get it, but he could make 10 or 11.
Right.
If he went somewhere else, but no, we'll see.
Yeah, so it'll be kind of fun. Here's a couple stats that I want to throw to you specifically for this game that I want to know if it worries you at all. One, Nebraska's lost 26 straight games to top 25 opponents.
I'm not worried about that.
Illinois comes in top 25 opponent.
Cross that out.
Matt Rule 2-19 against the top 25 in his career.
Cross that out.
Not worried about either.
I'm not worried about either of those. No.
Combined, that's a lot of losses against top 25 opponents.
But I don't know those situations, but I'm looking at the opponent that we're playing this week. This is a very beatable Illinois team.
Yeah.
Illinois team.
Yeah.
Fighting Illinois.
I think, in fact, for those that would be worried about those stats,
I'm not that superstitious.
Yeah.
With stuff.
It's one that works out well because I don't think this Illinois team will finish in the top 25. I think that's not saying that they're an awful team, but I think they're more in the.
I watched them a little bit.
7-8 win.
My buddy Kenny Willite kind of rained on my parade a little bit because he was watching all these other games. I watched like the first 3 quarters and went home and watched the latter. I like to watch a little bit on TV just to kind of you get a better glimpse of things and whatnot. But so I didn't watch as much Illinois as I would like to. But what I did see, it's going to be a good challenge.
Yeah.
They're a physical team. They're going to run the football. They're not afraid of us. And they have some spotty players, so we're going to be tested.
Yeah, Matt Rule said he's preparing for a 60-minute game. We'll see.
I hope so.
If that's what it takes. Yeah, hopefully they play all 60 here. But we'll talk more about that and wrap up the weekly rap sessions with All-American quarterback Steve Taylor coming up next.
I'm Karen Carr. I've been a realtor for 31 years. When I made a company change 12 years ago, I chose Lincoln First Realty, now NP Dodge. It's the oldest independently owned realty company in the country. Since becoming NP Dodge, we've continued our tradition of community involvement. Our management and staff are always available to offer support in marketing, technology, social media, and educational opportunities.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Are you looking for affordable drinks and a great atmosphere this football season? Highball Bar has you covered. Whether it's pregame tailgating, postgame festivities, or in-game celebrations, Highball Bar is the place to be. With $4 beers, $4 mixed drinks, and more during their 4 to 8 p.m. daily happy hour, Highball Bar will quickly become your go-to place to sit back, unwind, and be your team's #1 fan. Highball Bar, located in downtown Lincoln, just 3 blocks from Memorial Stadium at 122 North 11th Street.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the ticket crew as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Brought to you by General Fire and Safety, Raising Cane's, Perch Merch, Sunbelt Rentals, Mullen Motors, Select Plumbing, and the Kindler Hotel. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
It's the best time of the year to order a new John Deere self-propelled windrower from Landmark Implement during the early order program. Hay harvest is a race against time. Order a new John Deere self-propelled windrower to harvest your hay quickly and efficiently while promoting quick dry down for quality hay. Now is the time to lock in the best price of the year. Contact your local Landmark location for full details on a new self-propelled windrower and experience the Landmark difference.
It's the fall sports season, and that means that the school year is back in session and you're planning road trips for Nebraska football games and following your kids around to their different events. Stop telling yourself you'll upgrade your car someday and do it now. Mullen Motors lot is full of great vehicles to take home so you don't have to worry about your current car struggling through another season. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Lake, and find your next ride. As your fall schedule gets busy, you'll need a reliable way to get to your destinations. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Come enjoy a show of the Midwest Best Boxing on Saturday, October 5th with Roughnecks at the Complex, the former location of Champions Fun Center. 8 bouts are scheduled for the night, including the main event of Dwayne Johnson and Jack Lawless Frericks in the Professional Middleweight Championship bout. Doors open at 6 p.m. with first bout at 7 p.m. Learn more about the boxers and buy tickets at thecomplexlincoln.com.
Are you worried about storm damage causing issues with your basement? F Foundation Repair fixes basements with supreme waterproofing and exact concrete leveling for residential or commercial clients. They service wet basements, leaky walls, damp crawl spaces, bowing or cracked bricks or drywall, and more. Whether you're in Southeast Nebraska, the Tri-Cities area, or Northeast Kansas, they'll easily make the trip to you. Get a free evaluation today by visiting WeFixBasements.com or call 402-804-1024. F Foundation Repair. We fix basements.
Have you ever gotten a car deal so good that you can brag about for decades? This is that deal. The government has given us a $4,000 instant credit on vehicles already at the historically lowest prices. Cars that were over $50,000 just 2 years ago are now selling below $20,000. See the deals here and drive away the car of your dreams at a price you never thought possible. Go to 4000off.com, 400off.com to learn more.
Disney on Ice presents Mickey's Search Party. Get closer to the magic than ever before. Play along with the Toy Story gang. Explore the colorful world of Coco. Sail away with Moana. Soar to new heights with Belle. And journey to Arendelle to thaw a frozen heart. It's an all-out celebration at Disney on Ice presents Mickey's Search Party. Coming to Pinnacle Bank Arena September 27th through 29th. Visit DisneyOnIce.com and get your tickets today.
Oh, Kansas.
Here we go. If I could have today.
You just don't stop giving, do you?
Green flag, we're underway.
The closest finish in NASCAR Cup Series history.
What a finish, boys.
Close to downtown, amazing campgrounds, 4 NASCAR races in one weekend, and it's the playoffs.
Goddamn drive.
Now you're just showing off. But we're not mad. In fact, we're looking forward to it. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Kansas Speedway, September 27th through the 29th. Get your tickets now at kansasspeedway.com.
Alcohol has strained our relationship. Drinking too much can cause harm to friends, family members, and loved ones. By drinking less, we will save our relationship. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning. Now in our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Now back to weekly rap sessions with All-American quarterback Steve Taylor on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Want to give a shout out to Mary Ellen, Food for the Soul. Boy, is it good for the soul.
It's more than food for the soul. It's food for the waistline.
Good for your stomach. Delicious, as they've been bringing it to us every Wednesday here. Lucky for you, as you come in on a Wednesday, Steve, to get Mary Ellen's.
I have to get rid of my plate because I keep picking at that pulled pork.
Oh,
barbecue.
delicious.
It's like
yeah.
way too good. So I'm like, get it out of my face so I can stop eating. Really, man. I gotta work on this gorgeous figure, you know. I gotta continue to be best dressed on the golf course.
There you go.
Doesn't help if you can't see my belt.
Yeah. Yeah. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul, 2801 Pine Lake Road. Go ahead and stop by, see Charles and the guys and gals down there. As again, they bring us delicious food every Wednesday.
Charles is a comedian, dude.
Is he?
He's always funny when you go there to make an order. Yeah, and I'm like, okay, is that a joke or not? Right? I didn't get that one, but yeah, he's funny.
Cracking jokes.
He's old school.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
He should be on DP's show with Foreman.
Yeah.
Add him to it.
Old school.
Yeah, he's old school.
Good dynamic there.
He's like a 90-year-old dude who he tries to be cool and stuff with his low, slow, sexy voice. But anyway.
He's he's been on the shows a few times.
Oh,
He's
you
been on
have?
there a few times.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
So we've gotten to know Charles a little bit. A few more things before looking ahead to this Nebraska Illinois game. Is some stuff that's kind of gotten out in the media this past week.
What you got?
Particularly from Monday, is that Riley Van Poppel, who was working on the defensive line, was part of the defensive line last year. He's played in 2 games. They're planning on redshirting him, similar to Malachi Coleman. They've said earlier in the year. These are 2 guys that they expect to kind of take over roles that are currently taken over by seniors right now. Riley Van Poppel was described as next year's Ty Robinson by Coach Matt Rule. He said, you either want to be that or do you want to lose the year of eligibility by playing 8 to 10 snaps here?
I know that kind of.
What do you think?
That kind of rubs me. Like, I wonder how many snaps I played when I was a freshman. Maybe I think I'd have been close to maybe get my other year back.
You think so?
Well, I wonder what they get like 4 or 5 games.
They get 4
don't
games
they?
now, yeah.
But is there so many plays?
No, it's just 4 games. If you appear in one snap or 80 snaps, doesn't matter.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, well, I guess they count the freshman team.
Yeah.
The freshman team would be okay. All right, bummer. Okay. All right. Bummer.
Sorry, you don't have your
that shouldn't count because you're not playing D1 schools.
Yeah.
You're playing junior college schools. But anyway, no, that's a good deal that to put that in effect. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think it is? I mean, these are guys that could help this year's team.
No, I'm all for it. If you're not a significant impact player, you should redshirt.
Yeah.
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 It is they could help this year's team, but they're not going to help this year's team as much as they will help in 2026, 27,
exactly,
down the
exactly,
line.
Yeah.
Whatever that year you get back.
And you have kind of a growing pain type of year.
Yeah.
I think they could do without them, and that's why they're going to do what they're doing.
Well, I think for both Van Poppel and Coleman, it was that way. They were kind of just forced because they didn't have any others.
Yeah.
They had to play younger than what they, maybe wanted to. But to get this year as a redshirt year kind of puts them back on track.
Patience
to get the most out of them.
Patience is a virtue, my friend.
Absolutely.
I mean, I know those guys want to play and everything, but see the big picture. See the big picture.
You see any risk in doing that? Obviously, with the transfer portal these days, I mean, you got to definitely get in the kid's head and make him comfortable with it, right?
I think it's all about the communication the coaches have and their relationship. I think Rule has done a good job with his relationship with his players. He's been very transparent from what I've seen and from what I've heard and what I've witnessed.
Just the numbers of people leaving the program,
he's done an excellent job with that. So I think he
Yeah.
has a good handle, a good feel for the players and the players' temperament and their goals. And his job, I've seen him, he wants to put these players in the best position to play football after college. And I think he has those serious conversations. Even when he was dealing with the quarterback that left the Charles Thompson's kid, Casey Thompson.
Yeah, Casey.
He has some really heartfelt conversations with them to let them know so they can make a decision that's best for them. But I do like that he's transparent. He's a good, solid coach and a good person.
Yeah.
And he establishes a lot of trust with his coaching staff and his players. And I think that's a major reason is why he's been successful at the collegiate level.
Yeah. Also, he announced on Saturday or on Monday, excuse me, and it wasn't necessarily announced because he had said it before, but it kind of got things going again, that the Big Ten football coaches have a group chat, and it is led by Brett Bielema, the Illinois coach.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, they
Led
talk
by
about
him?
different things there in the group chat.
Would you love to be on that chat?
I would, yeah. To be a fly on the wall, apparently to be just in that group. And you also wonder, like,
I wonder what they're texting
they
about.
kick Harbaugh out as soon as he's done.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you got to bring new guys in.
All cheaters are not included. Yeah.
Yeah, he was just out of it to begin with. What do you think goes on with that group chat?
I don't know.
That'd be interesting.
I wonder what the Michigan State coach.
Yeah,
you can have a lot of fun though. If you're kind of a comic, you can have fun with that.
There's a lot.
That's kind of dangerous. That's kind of dangerous.
Yeah. Maybe we should stay away from that. But yeah, Brett Bielema also, as we've talked about some of the stats that don't favor Nebraska, though I think we've both agreed Nebraska looks good going in this game. Brett Bielema has had Nebraska's numbers more often than not. Now that being at Wisconsin. But what do you high level of respect for Bielema coming into this game, or
I think so. I mean, there was something about him on the sideline that was going viral last year. I'm trying to think what it was. Has he lost some weight?
I don't think so.
Okay, I think it was his weight or his size or something. He kind of went viral about. I think he's cool. I think he's all right.
Yeah.
He's real kind of laid back. He doesn't show a lot of emotion and everything, and nothing like that. But
Yeah.
no, he has had Nebraska's ticket.
Yeah.
He's done. I think he's been fortunate. We kind of kicked ourselves in the butt with some things, but he's a good, solid coach. Runs the football. He's physical. He slows down the game. But we're going to see what he does this year. But
Yeah.
I think this is the year he goes down.
Yeah.
No, with us.
Well, and just the way that they're built, I think if this game does get into a 10, 15, 14-point game, I think that's Nebraska. Like I said this about Colorado, is that I think that the only team that really can run away with this one is Nebraska. If Illinois wins, I do think it would be a close game, but I do think Nebraska is gonna win this one, and maybe by
it was close. It was
10
close.
points.
It was close last year, wasn't the last minute drive?
They
or
won
something?
20-7.
Yeah.
Last year on them, so is what it is.
Okay.
That was obviously with the offense last year not being the greatest. But
Well,
they
I
had
was
an
thinking
okay game.
maybe I was thinking of Maryland. I'm thinking of the kid, the
interception.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah. Well, what do we got? Final feelings, final thoughts going into the Illinois game.
Oh man,
Think
I
Nebraska
try
gets
to
the win?
stay away from that. I try to not get emotional. I like the Huskers. I do. I'm like it. It's going to be whoever wins the trenches will win this game. I think so. So
Yeah.
whoever controls it, I mean, that's an easy thing to say.
Well, yeah. Big Ten West battle. Though. You're right,
It's going to be a
though.
good battle.
That's
And whoever
kind of their
rushes the
identity.
football and turnovers is always the key.
Yeah.
And I like what we had one last week, right, with Rayola.
Yeah.
So I like he's done a good job with that. He's been close with a couple of others. If they can get some pressure on him, then that turns the tables a little bit.
Yeah, look out for Xavier Scott out there for Illinois.
Yeah.
Already 3 interceptions this year. Miles Scott, I don't think they have any relation with 2 of them. But, yeah, they've been turning over their opponents, so that could be a big change or a big swing in that game as well. But I think you're right. Line of scrimmage type of battle set for Friday. That'll wrap it up for myself, Jake Bachman, and Steve Taylor, your All-American quarterback. We'll be back next week to wrap up and talk about
Yes,
the
sir.
Illinois
Yes,
game,
sir.
preview the Purdue game for the week ahead. This has been Weekly Wrap Sessions with All-American quarterback Steve Taylor. Check out The Locker Room coming up next year on 93.7 The Ticket. Mulberry Barbecue by Single Barrel is the answer to all your lunch and dinner cravings. They have everything from smoked turkey sandwiches to brisket burritos